Hello, beautiful souls. Jerry Tarand here with Living from Heart Center. How many of you are feeling like you're still really defining who you are and why you're here? Anyone? So I bet a lot of you are feeling like you're being rocked to your core. A lot of you are on an awakening journey. And this is why you joined the group, for some support, to find tribe and community, a feeling that you're not alone. And so I just wanted to give you a quick little lesson for today around some of these stages, the stages of life, the stages of evolution, the stages of awakening or consciousness, if you will, so that you can better identify where you're at and help yourself to really take the steps that are most aligned for you to continue the process of evolving yourself, of growing yourself into more of who you are. And I say that because most people are kind of in this idea that they need to be more, that they need to become more, when really they already are all that. It's already within you. Everything that you are, this unlimited potential, already resides within you. And so the challenge is to let go of all the clutter and everything that's in the way of you fully expressing the truth of who you are in your lives, in your relationships, and in the world. And so we start out this process really feeling like, life is happening to us, like, especially after we get to a certain age. At first, we feel very heart led, very safe to just be and express who we are before we actually know who we are, before we have any ideas of who we need to be in order to fit in order to belong. We just express ourselves freely. We're just ourselves. Then we start to realize that there's some judgments. Our parents will start to correct us and guide us so that we can be well adjusted members of society, so that we can lead a successful life, or what they consider to be a successful life. And then we start to navigate and we start to think, we start to analyze, we start to hold back the truth of who we are, and really start to wear masks, start to express less authentically, and more do what we think we need to do, have to do, and should do in order to be successful, in order to be accepted, because of our fear of rejection, our fear of punishment. And now we're in a process of dismantling all of that and really, again, showing up in our truth, in our authenticity. So we move through this stage of believing that life is happening to us and really feeling quite powerless. There's a lot of hopelessness in there. It's the victim stage, basically, where we're always looking for someone to blame. We have a lot of complaints about our lives, about ourselves, about others. So there's a lot of judgment that lies there. And it's a stage that we hopefully will move through fairly quickly and begin to take our power back. So those of you that are in this group, you might still visit that victim mode and feel helpless and hopeless at times in your lives, maybe around health issues, maybe around a certain relationship in your life, and that's perfectly normal. But at some point, we want to take our power back, and we realize that we really are the common denominator, that we have the power to attract what we want, and we become manifestors, and we start to really see that everything that happens in our lives is an opportunity for our growth and evolution. So we move from life happens to us to life happens for us. And we start to identify how life is actually happening for us, that there's actually a gift in every single challenge, that we're presented with. We start to look for the gifts. We start to look for the opportunity. We start to use affirmations, setting goals, visioning, doing vision boards for our lives to really take our power back. And and then we feel like we have some control. So this is the stage I'm in control. The first stage, I feel like I'm not in control. Second stage, I feel like I am in control. And then at some point, we realize that we start to question how much control we really have. How much is actually predestined, and how much are we creating our lives? So we realize this is a co-creative process between us and divinity, us and source. And and that controlling and working so hard and always striving for more, bigger, better, and vision boards and affirmations can be quite exhausting after a while. So then we move into the third stage, which is life is happening through us. And the key here is to actually slow down, get out of our busyness, learn how to meditate, how to slow down and take that time to be still so that we're taking action that's actually more in alignment with who we really are rather than who we think we need to be or should be. So we surrender some of that control. And a lot of people, their words become surrender. That's like the theme is learning how to surrender. And I know my mantra in this stage is thy will be done. And actually learning how to get out of my own way, connect with what's in my highest, and be still, listen, take inspired action rather than forcing those steps. So it's a really beautiful space that requires a lot of forgiveness in order to make yourself available, a lot of decluttering of those ideas and belief systems that are interfering with our ability to be available for source to work through us, to be in the flow of life. So, how many of you are in that stage where you'd like to welcome a little bit more flow, a little bit more ease, and not feel like it has to be so much work, so much effort? Because this is where I come in. This is where I love to coach from. So the people that are really identifying that they want to surrender more. They've had a taste of that presence, that flowing, life is happening through me, surrendered state. And it's quite amazing. It's quite magical. It's miraculous, really. So if you want to learn how to live in that space more, how to make yourself more available, how to let go of everything you're not and really start to enlarge your essence, your truth, and connect with that on a higher level. Those are my ideal clients. I just absolutely love working with people who are ready to surrender to what's in their highest and connect with that, like this true deep connection. And finally, we get to the fourth stage of consciousness in our awakening journey of life, which is more life happens as me, where this is oneness, this is Christ consciousness. This is almost stepping out of duality and really seeing that life is our consciousness playing out and everybody is playing their role perfectly. And everyone really represents an aspect of ourselves. So it's a fascinating journey and getting to that life happens as me, that I am life itself. I'm not separate from anything or anyone. And that's a extremely high level. Um, but yeah, just an opportunity to identify like where are you still operating in victim? and feeling kind of helpless in your life and that life is happening to you and out of control? Where have you stepped into more control and acting as the manifester of your own life, taking control of your life, affirming what you want, setting those goals, working backwards from your goals and visions, and taking those steps to get you to what you want? And where are you more in a surrendered place, like ready to let that go and really just listen more deeply, connecting with the calling of your heart, and then taking aligned and inspired action, not so much from your head, but because this vision is just pulling you, this knowing. So, yeah, if you're ready to go there even more, please feel free to reach out and I'd be happy to spend half hour with you. I have a few time slots available and I'd be more than happy to discuss with you where you're at in your evolution and what would be the most supportive way that I could assist you to level up and to step into this next level of consciousness with more confidence and with more tribe, with more support. I wish you so many blessings. I hope that your week is going wonderfully, and I look forward to connecting with you further. Lots of love. Enjoy the rest of your day.